Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. For our second battle today, we've got two hard rock heavyweights. Ironically, both albums coming out and being released basically after that band or the lineup had ceased to exist. All right, so from 1976, we've got Deep Purple, Made in Europe. Okay, of course, these are the final concerts with Ritchie Blackmore. At the guitar helm, he would leave to make room for Tommy Bolin. Different lineup of the band, the Mark IV era of the band. Okay, and the other combatant here, Thin Lizzy Life, or Life-Live, Live-Life, however they want to call it, right? I've always just called it Life-Live, or Live Life. Basically, this was the final tour of Thin Lizzy. Okay, 1983, you've got the band getting together with John Sykes on co-lead guitar with Scott Gorham. They released the Thunder and Lightning album, but Phil Lynott is, obviously not well and basically decides to disband the group. They go out on their kind of farewell tour. That's what this is from. Okay, and then before you know it, Thin Lizzy is no more, right? And a couple years later, we don't have Phil either. So let's take a look at each one of them here. All right, so this is a fantastic live album. Should have been longer. You guys can see Tal is hanging out back here. Should have been longer, but as it is, it's still pretty damn good. Kicks off with probably the best version of Burn you're ever going to hear. Burn, the title track, obviously, to that album. Killer on here. Blackmore on fire. Coverdale and Hughes on fire. The whole band. Lord, Pace. Great. And then an amazing version of Mistreated. Okay. With Mr. Coverdale doing a fine job. A lengthy Blackmore guitar solo. Then you've got Lady Double Dealer. All right. Hot and heavy and rousing and upbeat. Great tune. Then a lengthy You Fool No One. Okay, which of course has all sorts of solos in it. One of my favorite unaccompanied Blackmore guitar solos of all time is in this. You got Mr. John Lord, you got Ian Pace, everybody doing their thing. And then to finish it all off, you've got a rampagingly heavy version of Stormbringer. Again, another one of the best versions of Stormbringer ever. I remember when I first bought this as a kid, this and Made in Japan, like the live albums of my youth, man. I mean, that and Kiss Alive and so many others. But man, I just loved the versions of these songs on here. Just so good. But I was always like, God, but 5 tracks? That's it? Where's the rest, right? Before we go on to Thin Lizzy, I want to talk about the rest, okay? So as you know, most of the, if not all of the material from this were taken from the Austria, Graz, however they say it, concert in Graz in Austria, the Saarbrücken, Germany concert, and of course the Paris, France concert, which was April 7th, 1975. That was the last Blackmore concert. All right. What I find amazing about all the recordings from this tour, and you don't see this too often, is a guy announces he's leaving a band, okay, and then puts in some of his best performances ever on that tour. Okay, a lot of guys would have just been kind of phoning it in, I've had it, I'm ready to go on to the next chapter of my career. I'm just going to fill out these dates and collect a paycheck and whoop, I'm gone. Not Ritchie, man. Ritchie kills on these live recordings. So if you have it, if you always wanted to hear this as the double album it should have been, go out and get yourself Graz 75, okay, which has Burn, Stormbringer, The Gypsy. I mean, The Gypsy is one of my favorite Purple tunes. It should have been on here. Okay, The Gypsy, Lady Double Dealer, Mistreated, Smoke on the Water, You Fool No One, and Space Truckin'. Okay, so this is basically the full show. Okay, splendid. And again, this is made up of tracks and recordings from this as well as this, Live in Paris. This, to me, is my favorite of the three. All right, this has got Burn, Stormbringer, The Gypsy, Lady Double Dealer, Mistreated, Smoke on the Water, You Fool No One, Space Truckin' Going Down, and Highway Star. So this is basically that full final show. And again, you listen to this and you listen to this, and you're going to hear all sorts of stuff that you grew up with listening on here. To my knowledge, they never released the Saarbrücken performance. I don't know if that was recorded, the full, well, obviously it was recorded, but I don't know if that's ever been released. I need to investigate that. But these are worth having. But, we're talking about this one. Still great as it is. And quite frankly, I almost, with the Mark III era, I almost don't need to hear them singing, playing stuff from Mark II. That's why I always saw Coverdale and Hughes singing Space Truckin' and Highway Star and Smoke on the Water sound a little weird. You can't really replace Gillan, right? But they should have done additional stuff. But anyway, neither here nor there. All right, so again, 1983, final tour, Thin Lizzy. Okay, basically you got the Downey, Lynott, Gorham, Sykes. I think Darren Wharton also was along for the ride on keyboards. You've got a lot of great tunes on here. Okay, Thunder and Lightning. All right, Waiting for an Alibi, Jailbreak, Baby Please Don't Go, Holy War. A lot of tunes from Thunder and Lightning represented here. Renegade, Hollywood, Got to Give It Up, Angel of Death, Are You Ready? Okay, over on disc 2, you got The Boys Are Back in Town, Cold Sweat, Don't Believe a Word, Killer on the Loose, Sun Goes Down, Emerald, Black Rose, Still in Love with You, and The Rocker, with special guests on The Rocker. You've got Gary Moore and Brian Robertson and Eric Bell all joining in on the fun. You've got Gary shows up for Black Rose. You've got Emerald with Brian Robertson, okay? And a couple tunes are taken actually from the 81 tour with Snowy White. So I believe that's Renegade and, is it Hollywood? I don't remember what the other, or no, I don't remember. He appears on like 2 tracks on here. But all in all, great performance. It's no Live and Dangerous, okay? But still showing a band that has plenty of fire, and you can't beat that set list, right? Some great, the Thunder and Lightning album tracks sound amazing live because it's John Sykes, right? He just slays on here. I think a lot of people forget how great this album really is, and it's just fantastic. Phil has sounded better. Okay, obviously Phil was going through a lot of stuff right here, but I think overall a really strong live album. And a great compliment to the wonderful Live and Dangerous album. Just a different era of the band. Okay, a little more metallic here. Obviously some of the newer material, but plenty of the old classics. So I dig it a lot. So, we come down to that moment where I have to choose which one of these I prefer. Okay, and you guys will have to do the same because one of these is going to make it to the second round in this Classic Live album tournament. Okay. With me, I got to go with my Deep Purple guys. It's just, even though there's a hell of a lot more content on this one, this is a full-fledged double album. This is a single. This is just special, special, special. This is, the Mark III era of the band, ready to move on to Mark IV, but just putting in performances that are as good as anything they'd ever done. For me, the Burn and Stormbringer on here, worth the price of admission. Mistreated Kills. The solos in You Fool No One are amazing, and the tune is heavy as hell on here. And then you throw in Lady Double Dealer. Like I said, I wish this was released as a double album back in the day. If you agree, then all you need to do is go get either or both of these. If you're a Purple fan, you got to have them both. They're both killer. And here you get like kind of what the full performance of Deep Purple was on that final tour, right? So that's my vote. We got here a unanimous decision, Deep Purple over Thin Lizzy, but they're both great. Let us know which one you prefer down below. Remember, there's no right or wrong. It's all what we prefer, right? But, we got to vote to see which one makes it to the next round of our tournament. So, up above, okay, you got that little white circle all the way up in the upper right-hand corner, all right, with a little I in it. Letter I, click on that, vote for Thin Lizzy or Deep Purple, vote on our Facebook page, and we'll see which one makes it to the next round. So see you tomorrow with 2 more Classic Live Album Wars. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here every day on YouTube. Enjoy, guys. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.